I am ready to throw this computer out the window. That's another story. It's getting on my nerves. And I got my new phone, my iPhone. See my iPhone 16 Pro Max. I gotta work on it. I just haven't yet. I worked on it yet, but I got it. I got my little play phone, my little 16E, whatever. I got it. How are you guys? How's everybody? This is JLJ this evening. It's actually the evening. Actually, I'm recording this after dark. As you can see, I'm in the dark. I'm really recording this. It's so funny. I was busy today. I was busy this morning, and then I actually went for a uh, walk today because I need to do this. I need to get out the house. The weather's perfect in LA right now, and I need to get out in it. But I need it for my own self to get out and get myself walking again and lose some of this weight and stuff. Today was a really interesting day. And it's funny because I talked about it on this show for, feel very lonely these days. I have a lot of people around me, but nobody special that like makes me feel a certain way. No sex, nothing. This is JLJ this evening. Talk about it. I have nothing going on there, so um, I have to sometimes to get out of my head so I don't get depressed. Like put myself outside, go somewhere. I went to Starbucks and did some work. Actually, I brought my laptop, and thank God that's working still. And did some work. And people watched. It's so funny. This particular Starbucks, it's a newer one, and it's big. They don't have plugs. They don't want you staying there long, and they try to freeze you out. So I bring jackets with me. I was like, you're gonna freeze me out. So like tomorrow, I'm going back there again tomorrow. I'm gonna have my pants and have a little jacket. I'm like, you're not gonna freeze me out because I like the seats and I get to sit and people come through there because it's near the airport. They're kind of people. And I have to say, I got three different people smiled at me today and kind of cruised me a little bit. So I was like, oh, me? Because I feel like I don't look like my hair all is in a bun. I don't even I'm taking my hair down right now. Just because it's nighttime. Now it's nighttime. You can't see it's too dark in here, but um I'm like, I have to admit, I don't even care how I look when I go out. So I took a shower, threw on some shorts, threw on a shirt, had my backpack. Everything matched, but I just didn't. I don't care. I mean, I don't like nobody's looking at me. So I was pleasantly surprised. So they always think when you're sick or whatever, people like are attracted to you. They don't leave. All of a sudden, people are looking at you like, I look horrible. I was like, hair in a ponytail, sitting out there, not dressed like anything crazy, anything great. Um, and I got all these looks there. I was like, wow, okay. Hey, that's that. Um, I titled this video you saw was about age gap relationships, and it got me thinking about because I was watching something on YouTube. I mean, age gap relationships will always have people ridicule them. It doesn't matter if it's for a while it was the men, their second wives, that whole thing. Then later cougars, that whole thing. I mean, it's a lot going on, and with the world, especially with the world, um, especially online, especially the whole pedo stuff. I gotta make sure I gotta be careful what I say on YouTube. Um, that kind of stuff going on. It's just and people are just hypersensitive to age gaps, and and what's an adult? There's that whole thing. Well, 18 is considered an adult all across the board. Some states think 16 is consent and 15 is consent. They can drink in England at this point. Like it's all over the place, right? But most people think 18, that's been deemed. But people are saying that's not enough for that. It should be 21 and all this stuff. There is a whole debate. There's a whole thing about that out there. And I was thinking, is it just happening more? I said, no, it's always kind of been there. It's just that we have social media now. Social media amplifies. If you're on social, I should say, if you're on social media, amplifies everything. If you're on YouTube or TikTok, it amplifies everything. For all the folks who aren't, there you go. To me, long as you're 18, yes, that's what the legal age is, and you do. I like some of the stuff, or it's legal. Do what you gotta do. And also, love is love is love is love, and I mean, there's so many cases of age gap couples that have lasted, and just because someone's your age doesn't mean you're gonna last. right? Like it's sometimes the difference actually works. You're right, there are differences, but sometimes it actually works. But it's the same thing as if you were 2 or 3 years apart and you can have, I mean, not everybody matures the same. We know that, right? All kind of stuff. And so for me, as a person who's been dating since he was 15, it's always been anybody who truly knows me, I have no pattern. There are certain types that may show up throughout my life. Oh yeah, I see those four. There's this one type that's comes up throughout my life, and there's another type that comes up through my life, but I don't have that like I date all the same this or everybody was the same. Not at all. Not at all. Oh my God, no. I actually was just looking at I have my old phone, my iPhone 8. It still works. And I look at my pictures in here and I found a whole course in 1 year. I was dating a lot. I was dating like 11 guys. I was out there just dating. I was out there just dating people. And I took pictures with almost each of them when I went on a date with them so I could have it for my collections. And they all look different. No, they're all the same. All different ages, sizes, races. I've been with Indian, Asian, black, white, Puerto Rican. Everybody's just a freaking. Everybody knows that song. Um, I mean, I don't. I mean, like I said, older, younger, doesn't matter. But whenever I've been with younger, because I remember I had. So yeah, but it's I've been with younger. We started in my 40s. Obviously, that's when I started. So started 40s and 50s. I also, of course, I got ridiculed. I got ridiculed for it all the time. Like, oh my God, and the 3 times that it's happened in when we came to a relationship, um, the breakups weren't about the age. They weren't. Even I thought they might be about that, but nope, that wasn't it. So he's like, you never know what the breakup's gonna be. It'll be something out of nowhere. But I was all that to say I was thinking about it's hard to date in LA. And I'm on several apps and you're just kind of moving around um and I was thinking back to my last major relationship, major one, where the person was half my age. I was 50 and they were like 26, 27, like that. And we used to joke about it. I mean, it was a whole thing. And also it was my first long distance relationship. They lived somewhere else. But that didn't and that was that was a shocker. It's like we saw each other more than I thought because this person also did work in LA. So they were coming here and it would stay with me. And it was so natural. I just remember just thinking, this person fit right in. My brother was fine with him, fit in the confines room. And but also had work. So I just go out to your job. I work from home. So you go do your thing, whatever. And then this person came to a couple of my jobs with me when I needed them, and he was a great asset to the team. And but the thing that I was thinking about this one day, I'm going to tell you a little story, a little bedtime story. It's nighttime. Tell you a little story. I remember vividly this one day. Um, my partner came down for the weekend. Had an event. I think that Monday had an event. We had an event to go to Sunday together. Then he had an event on Monday, but came down to work and hang out. So we the night before hung out, did the whole thing, whatever, and have fun. The next morning, got up and a party came over here to where my computer is to do some graphic design work for some flyers for work or whatever. But I heard him on the phone. So I had all the windows open. It was a beautiful LA like summer. Had all the windows open. It was bright coming inside the house. I went and made breakfast. I made eggs, all stuff, and coffee for us, and served it while he worked on this computer. I had my laptop. I was in the bed working from mine. It was just like everybody just okay, James, can I get your opinion on this? And I'm like, oh, can I get your opinion on this? And like we were trading ideas and helping each other out. And I remember it so vividly because I remember thinking in that moment, because I'm always trying to, last few years I've been trying to really live in moments so I can remember what that moment feels like. I know they're fleeting. And so I was living in the moment. I remember smiling, having this warmness cover my body. Like, I'm like, this is it. This is what I want. This is exactly how it looks like, how I want what it looks like. We're both hustlers. We're both out there doing our thing. We're both out there trying to make it. I was impressed hearing the conversations, vice versa, hearing my conversations. It was just like everything was working. And I was just like, I couldn't, it was like perfect. And then that went on for like maybe 2 hours or so. And then we just kind of finished what we had to do. It was early afternoon, partner came to bed. We actually took a nap. My favorite things to do. I was just like, it just couldn't get any better. Then got up and got ready for our event. And to me, I just remember that was one of the best days of my life in a relationship. Because it was like, I'm a worker. I'm a workaholic. I am. So I love what I do, and I know I am. But I can carve out time for somebody easily, and I have no problem doing that. But I'm just saying, but this person was like, I'm here to see you, to me, of course, and spend time with me. But see, that person knew if you say you got to do some work, I'm totally turned on. I'm like, you got to do some work. I'm totally turned on by it. But no, but I also get it. So I'm like, oh, you got to work again. No, go work. And and actually, what's funny is we used to get into some fights. We had arguments, not fights, arguments. Because like, there were a couple of times he wasn't sure that I was taking his advice seriously. So I still do what I want to do. I mean, it's like it's my business. I'm still gonna do what I want to do. And because I was a little more ahead of this person, I'm not gonna say names. I'm gonna protect the innocent. But I mean, my business was established, and they were establishing theirs, and so I said no, and I said no. So your advice I really did take to heart, but I think you're this person was so eager to share with me and really want me, and I didn't take all the advice. There were times it was like it was, and so we would laugh because I'm like, oh my God, we're not fighting about anything personal, not really. It's all kind of work related. I'm like, that to me was interesting. And that was still kind of a turn on. I'm like, this is kind of like, this is what's, but anyway, so I just remember that day being like my version of a perfect day. I know it sounds crazy, but for some people that wouldn't be. But my thought was this person, even though they're half my age, we had the same values. We spoke Spanish, both raised Catholic, both know our families, super close to everything, and there were a lot of values that were the same. We'd have these talks, and we totally agreed on a lot of stuff. We were like, oh yeah, and that's the thing. And so when we broke up, it had nothing to do with the age. I mean, it just didn't have nothing to do with the age. The breakup had some other. I'm not going to tell this person's business, but even the breakup, I understood why we were breaking up, and I couldn't argue it. It was one of those kind of catch-22 situations, and so I was like, I was heartbroken and I was devastated, but I couldn't argue it. It was like, oh, I get it on some level. It was like a Sophie's Choice thing. It was really weird. Um, But people make fun of us. But I give some my sister Xandra was actually the best. She was always just like, have a good time. Because my brother would always tease me about it. And we in front of him behind, we always had fun with it. But I'm like, she was just like, you guys are not hurting each other. Both consenting adults. As long as you guys are honest with each other, you have a lot of same values. Like, have fun. Don't put so much on it. Just have fun. And whatever it will be, it will be. Reveal itself. It may not last. It may last. And she was like, it may turn to something different than you expected. Which everything she said was like so correct. And I was like, wow, go on, Sandra. She was like, go on, sis. Like she was right. It's like, it could turn into a mentor-mentee situation. It could turn into a friendship. Like you just never, all relationships start out one way. You have no idea where they're going to end up. And though we don't talk, that's by my choice because it's just my feelings for him were too strong, so like it's just too painful to do it. If my feelings had subsided, um, we probably could be friends. But just right now, I can't. It's on me. I can't. But I'm out there in the dating pool, and let's just say I've had some younger people contact me and very politely and started conversation amongst these are online and online. So I'm like, I'm lonely. I'm fully admitted. So I'm going to talk to them. If I think they're cute and they come at me a certain way, I'm a total Taurus. You got to come at me a certain way for me to be receptive. Um, like, why not? Take my sister's advice. Just have some fun and see what. And don't put too much on it and see what happens. That's good. That's a good lesson for just life. And also just drown everybody else. Drown everybody else's stuff out because in the end, it's your life and you're living it. And in the end, it's yours. Yeah, they're not living your life. They got their own stuff. They're not living your life, so you got to let it go. So I don't care. I don't. It's all to say. I just it's like it's all. That's all to say that I am um, watching the conversations out there, seeing some of the outrage and craziness while living it myself sometimes. My big Stanley. Um, Anything you want to say about that? Anything else? Oh, yeah, I guess all I want to talk about. Got a little story for you. We'll let it go now. This is JLJ this evening, all this week. All this week. See you tomorrow night.